Hello, today we're going to talk about spacing. So what I want you to take away from this video is how to properly distance yourself from your teammates and from your opponents. And these kind of theories and ideas can be applied to other characters. So even though today we'll be specifically talking about Zenyatta, you can kind of think about you can more critically think about the way you should be positioning your character. Cool. So we'll get this video started. We have 4 clips and we'll kind of talk about each one separately. This first one is going to be kind of like the foundation for how I want you to be positioning as Zenyatta. And here and there I'll point out some things that maybe aren't relevant to spacing. Okay, here we go. Okay, so right off the bat we have a Winston and a D.Va. You hear the Pharah, so there's probably a Mercy. Okay, cool. And also notice that they got to the point about as fast as we did, so they probably have a Lucio as well. Now the only thing we need to figure out is who that last character is that they have. Okay, cool. Okay, so you can already see that I'm kind of... Oh, I guess the last character is McCree. You can see that I'm kind of spacing myself back a bit. Like, I don't want to get too aggressive. I don't want to get too close to my team. I don't want to clump up, especially since they have a Pharah. So you're just going to notice me backing up a little bit, trying to do as much DPS as I can. And right now, I think actually, did I just check behind me? Let's see. Oops, back a bit. Yeah, cool. So I would actually say I did this a little bit too late. This doesn't have to do with spacing. This has to do with more like checking flanks and camera management. So right now I'm just checking for like a pesky tracer or something. So in my opinion, actually I did this way too late. But you can also see that I'm building up my right clicks. So 3 things already that I want you to take away that don't have to do with spacing. Checking your flanks. Don't be lazy with your camera. So I like to refer to that as camera management. So, and then using downtime like this to use your right clicks to charge them up. Cool. And then I throw them at Pharah. I don't think I landed any of them, so that sucks on my part. Okay, so now you'll notice I'm starting to get more aggressive. The fight has already started to devolve. It looks like we're ahead on the trading by 1 kill. So now it's time for me to get aggressive, right? And I know that there's nobody behind me, so it's time to just go, go, go. So right there, you notice that I actually backpedaled a bit. That was probably a mistake, right? I probably could have been even closer to the fight or gotten to the fight a little bit sooner. So let's kind of just watch that again. So like right here, I didn't have to back up. At this point, I should have already been going forward. So this is probably a mistake. Cool, so this should be pretty easy, right? It's just clean up. And you can see that like my job is just to like soften people up as Zenyatta. Try to get picks when I can. But I'm just an extra DPS player. But obviously I need to prioritize making sure that people are discorded and and have harmony. Cool. So at this point we pretty much won the fight. But you're gonna notice that my Winston actually makes a pretty critical error. So all he has to do here is just wait because I have my harmony on Genji. But in a few seconds I would probably give it to him. So he jumps in with almost no health, and he's gonna die here.
You can't die, Bro, you shouldn't have done that!
Yeah, so you can hear me already bitching at Winston.
That was so stupid, we need you!
So, and actually by doing that, he puts me in danger, right? Like now I'm out of position because now the fight is, maybe we haven't won the fight yet. So now I need to kind of start thinking about backing up a little bit. But it's kind of too late because I'm already in the thick of it. So I need to start using these corners to just win this fight. Or rather, like specifically this pillar right here. Like I need to do my best to utilize this pillar and dance around my opponents with discords and whatnot. Cool. So that's pretty much it. Obviously, in this video, my teammates were very good. That Winston just had that one really big mistake, but aside from that, like they were already crushing it. So obviously, it looks good here, but even when you're losing fights, this spacing is gonna help you to turn some fights that would have been a loss into a win. Okay, cool. So let's move on to the next video. So in this next one. This one kind of bends the rule a little bit. You're not always going to have the opportunity to space yourself the way you want. And when that happens, I want you to really start abusing your corners and walls to protect yourself. So we'll see how that works now.
Probably the most important thing we need right now. For how long until?
Okay, so this next fight wins the fight, or wins the round. So I wanted to go right, but because I noticed my teammates were low here, I decided just to follow them. Cool, so I'm assuming Genji has a deflect, so that McCree can't use his high noon as quickly as he wanted to, and then Lucio uses his ultimate, so he's kind of screwed over. So we're gonna kill him here. I think I tagged him a little bit, and I think I got the Discord on him. Actually, let's check for that. Did I get the Discord on him? No, I just tagged him a little bit. Okay. Cool, so we get that kill.
We gotta find Mercy!
And actually no, that's fine. We'll talk about that later. Okay, cool. So you're gonna notice I'm using this little wall here to protect myself, this little room, and I think Pharah is to the left, and basically I'm just trying to avoid her, right? You can still hear her to my left, and actually here she shows up on screen, and she completely disrespects my damage here. So this is I want to talk about right clicks a little bit more. So Zenyatta, what separates a really good Zenyatta from a great Zenyatta, or rather, I guess what separates a great Zenyatta from a good Zenyatta is your right click usage. So you want to always be using corners and downtime to be checking behind you and to be charging up your right clicks, and then burst around a corner. You'll have so many opportunities to get kills like this. So we'll watch this right now. So it's like she completely forgot I was there and just decided to use her barrage, which was really silly. I think the plan was for her to die into that Mercy res, but I think she waited a little too long, and then I just get a free kill. So anyways, yeah, so maybe she did just want to die to me and to everyone and to get Mercy res. So actually that does make sense. But anyways, yeah, so right clicks. I want you to use right clicks a lot more to burst around corners and get kills like this. All right, cool. McCree gets rezzed here, and he kind of tunnel visions on McCree and doesn't even notice me, so I get some free Discord time on him. Yeah, so the whole time I was reloading, so unfortunately I couldn't do DPS, so all I could do is just Discord him. Cool, but then we clean him up. It's pretty much there. It's pretty much a done deal. Cool. So right there, that's an example of kind of bending the rule, right? You can't space yourself properly because of the position you're in. So you just got to use your surroundings as best as you can as Zenyatta to shield yourself. So in an open white space, you need to be as far back as possible. And in a closed quarter, you need to just do your best to use corners. Yeah, cool. All right, let's look at another video. 620. All right, so this is an example of good spacing. And what you're going to notice is going to happen is I'm going to absorb so much pressure that even though I die, I basically just did my job. So let's
Fuck me. They should be low on ult too, but I'm pretty sure that they're gonna have more than us.
Cool, so you'll notice that oops, sorry about that. What just happened? What did I just press? I don't know what I just pressed. No. Oh yeah, that's what I pressed. Okay, sorry, 1 second. Let's see, and I think I need to fix this too. How's that? That's good enough for now. Okay, right, so my spacing was pretty good here. I was out of range of Winston's dive, and now I'm just going to fall back. And now they're sending Genji at me as well. And, even though Winston couldn't keep chasing me, he, basically by being in at a good space, it put him out of position. So actually he messed up by diving on me when he actually wasn't even in range. So then he has to go and just attack, the D.Va or whoever. But I got this Genji on me, so I'm going to have to deal with him. He prematurely uses his reflect, and then I'm charging up my right click. Cool. So again, you got to use those right clicks. But, at the same time, I think I only got 31 for that. So I probably only tagged him once or twice. And, my teammates really helped me out there. So more kudos to my teammates than to me. Cool. So his jumps back, and then D.Va's also going to jump on me. So you can see like there's all this pressure already. You know, the D.Va using defense matrix on me, Winston chasing me, Genji chasing me, and even though I died, we're almost certainly going to win this fight because they had to use so many resources to deal with me. So this is, you know, a pretty good example of what of the kind of pressure you should be pulling as Zenyatta. And I think in this game I was doing pretty well, so they're probably thinking, oh crap, like we got to take care of this guy first. But they were impatient. They probably should have spent more time flanking. Instead, they just kind of dove me like from the front, which is exactly what you don't want to be doing. So, and I have like other videos that kind of talk about that kind of thing. So yeah, cool. Let's do one more video. Okay, so this is just a mistake on my part. So let's just run this. So it's good so far. I'm doing a good job. I'm staying back. I'm helping my team, throwing out DPS, throwing out discords, harmonies, whatever. Everything's going good. Looks like we're trading. It's 5-5. It's 5 versus 5, so we can still win this. And then right here is where I make the mistake. I am way too close to my teammates, way too close to my opponents. So right there, it's already too late. I've already messed up. I should have already been backpedaling. I should be like a good 5 or 10 meters further back. Yep. So look, D.Va, or sorry, Winston, Genji. It's too late. I was already out of position. So yeah. So like this is an example of being way too close and not respecting my opponent. So in this case they just dove me from the front, and they were able to do that because I was out of position. If I was further back, then it would have been like that previous clip where they dove me and realized they were out of position. Instead, what they would have to do is, like I said earlier, you know, take the time to flank me from the sides. But I was out of position, so it didn't matter. Cool. So that's pretty much the end of the video. The last thing I just want to say is make sure that you're as far back from your teammates as possible. The max range of Discord and Harmony is 40 meters, so you want to play around that distance, like maybe the 35 range from your teammates, roughly. And like I said, there's times to bend the rule where you can, you know, use corners, and Zenyatta is really deadly with corners because of Discord. If you can get a Discord on someone and they're around the corner, you can take almost anyone in the game. Like you can even take Roadhogs. I have 1v1 Roadhogs with corners and Discord. It takes a lot of skill and practice and experience, but you can do it, especially at the lower levels, like whatever. Cool. And then just as a tip separate from spacing, I want people just as a Zenyatta player, I want people to use the right clicks more. And I want them to be, you know, turning around looking for flanks constantly. That way you can win 1v1s against Tracers and Genjis. All right, cool. I hope this video was helpful.